Good evening. Hope you had a restful day. Welcome to the English news in details, but we'll begin with the headlines. Members of the general public have again been urged to provide timely information on corruption because of the devastating effect it can have on the country's economy if felt unchecked. Some people who studied technical vocational studies say that skills gained through these courses are yielding good outcomes. Notably, statistics indicate that over 65% of vocational graduates secure employment within 6 months. Welcome to the news in details. My name is Olive Nete. Members of the general public have again been urged to provide timely information on corruption because of the devastating effect it can have on the country's economy if left unchecked. This was among the points emphasized on Saturday as Rwandan members of the African Parliamentarians Network Against Corruption met with local residents in Gishari sector, Rwamagana district of the Eastern Province. During the discussions, explanations were given to the local residents as to what exactly constitutes corruption and how to identify it, as well as how it affects a country's economy when it becomes rampant. Now to other matters, some people who studied technical vocational studies say that skills gained through these courses are yielding good outcomes to them and their families. Current students express confidence in the future benefits of these skills, and notably statistics indicate that over 65% of vocational graduates secure employment within 6 months. Follow the details. Jean de Dieu Mbarushimana performs various artistic works, but also repairs various technological equipment. He started the activities right after his vocational studies in 2007. He says he was interested in studying these courses due to the encouragement drawn from his parent.
My father was a technician. He used to repair electronic equipment. I looked after him and I ended up loving what he used to do. I studied vocational courses at Centre de Jeunes Gatenga, where there were various courses such as electricity, construction, carpentry, and more, and I chose to study electricity.
He also said that his current employment assists him and his family, which consists of 8 people, and all of them are living in Kigali city. According to him, he's not worried about the future because of the markets he currently has around the country. He says that gaining vocational skills is of a great value to young people.
Due to my work, I am able to pay my rent of 150,000 Rwandan francs. Yes, I don't have my own house yet, but I believe that I will achieve that in the time to come. I save about 30,000 Rwandan francs per month after all expenses have been paid. I have 5 children. 3 of them are in school and 2 are still young, and they all look up to me. In
the meantime, across the country there is a program to increase the number of students studying vocational courses starting from secondary schools. Those who are studying vocational courses say that they are not ashamed of learning these courses because before there was a perception that the professions are studied by those who failed in other courses.
Currently, these vocational skills are assisting people to earn a lot of money. It doesn't require that you have a university degree to get a job related to this. You can pursue your university degree while working because we have seen many people doing this and it worked.
On the other hand, some of the headmasters of various technical vocational schools around the country say that these schools should be creative so as to attract those who want to attend.
As in other schools, they do exhibitions such as business, agriculture. These people who do vocational studies should also, at some point, do the same and exhibit what they have achieved, and also do competitions such as what we see in things like Connect Africa. There are various initiatives that can improve these schools. Schools have to showcase what they do so as to attract more people, not only to brand the name of the school, but also consider the quality of education.
Statistics from the RwandaTV board shows that every year, about 25,000 high school graduates are from technical vocational schools, with 65% of them finding jobs immediately. Currently, there are 15,600 graduates of vocational courses at higher education level, and 70% of them have employments. while the goal is that 60% of all students should be in vocational education by 2024. Engineer Paul Omukunzi, the Director General of the RwandaTV Board, emphasizes that what is intended is that these courses improve the livelihoods of the students.
icyo twigisha mu bigo bitandukanye byigisha imyuga n'ubumenyingiro ni ukwigisha abana gutekereza ariko noneho gukora.
What we teach in technical vocational schools is to teach students to think big, but also work hard considering the current world of technology. It is obvious that in the days to come, employers will not ask you where you studied. They will be asking you your capabilities and ask you to showcase them so as to receive the job. And young people should also know that based on the security we have and also the aim of fighting corruption, many investors from across the world are considering to invest in this country.
Education experts and analysts say that both parents and students should consider the vision of the country and its development, and also put into consideration the fact that this will through the contribution of technical vocational schools. Now to other matters, 5 of 6 cooperatives that were provided support by the Ministry of Interior have been commended for using the money well. The 6 cooperatives that are made up of rehabilitated former drug addicts were given a collective total of 120 million Rwandan francs. Their members are engaged in different vocational activities here in Kigali, ranging from carpentry and welding to vehicle mechanics. The one cooperative that did to perform as expected is being assisted to improve in the way it manages its finances for better results in the future. Still speaking of education, students at RPRC Musanze have expressed gratitude for 5 new state-of-the-art laboratories that were officially inaugurated on Saturday. The equipment in the labs was provided by Jinhua Polytechnic College in the People's Republic of China and will help the students learn a varying range of disciplines from computer science to robotics.
Rwanda and China, both of our country, attach great importance to the education and to the talent development is the basis for our development of the country. We work together with Rwanda to set up this IPRC Musanze and the training for the young people. They got the techniques and the knowledge to change, to transform, and to contribute to the country.
The 5 labs, which are worth more than 700 million Rwandan francs, will be used by 1,800 students at IPRC Musanze. Now to health matters. Patients taking prescribed drugs are advised to follow the doctor's instructions because not taking them properly can lead to a variety of problems, including loss of life. Pharmaceutical experts demonstrate that in 2050, the number of deaths as a result of antimicrobial resistance will be on rise if no measures taken. Take a look. The 2021 Rwanda Biomedical Center statistics demonstrated an increase in number of people not abiding with doctors' instructions on using medicines, mostly antibiotics. Flandry Habyarimana is a pharmaceutical expert.
If you take high-level drugs, the infection you want to eliminate would come again. It means that you start on taking drugs that are higher than the previous. It will even be better if we take drugs that are on lower rate, take them as prescribed, as there is any benefits financially and in the countries.
Across the country, there are still some people who take antibiotics wrongly and do not follow the instructions given to them by the doctor. And in the end, they get sick again, developing the antimicrobial resistance that results into doubting the standards of drugs given. When we are given medicines, you stick to instructions for like the first 3 days and later start to use them untimely. If I forget to take them at noon, I leave it and take it later in the evening. Unless you are not available and the caretaker forgets to provide medicines to the kid, you might remind her, but when it reaches into 5 days and more, I stop giving the child the medicines because he looks okay. Citizens are urged to carefully take medicines as prescribed by doctors for avoiding the antimicrobial resistance in the future.
The bacteria, for instance, they get used to the medicine because of how you responsibly take them and slowly develop their resistance to the medicine. And this is why you find someone amoxicillin is not effective as it was. Hence the doctor suggesting higher level of antibiotics. Antimicrobial resistance is not a Rwanda concern, but a global concern.
In 2022, the study of the World Health Organization showed that in 2019, 1,300,000 people died due to antimicrobial resistance. It also shows that in 2050, this number will increase to 10 million deaths if no measures taken. Welcome to today's health segment, where we shed light on a pressing issue affecting millions globally, which is diabetes. Today we are going to look at the statistics globally, but also in Rwanda, and also we are going to see measures being taken by the government of Rwanda to prevent or to curb the effects of this chronic disease. First of all, according to the International Diabetes Federation shows that 537 million adults between 20 to 79 years have been living with diabetes in 2021. The total number of people living with diabetes is projected to rise to 643 million in 2030 and 783 million in 2045 if nothing is done. About 541 million adults are at increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Dr. Aban Dusabimana of the Diabetic Association of Rwanda notes the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
In type 1 diabetes, the pancreas is no longer capable of providing insulin due to the fact that the antibodies destroy cells that produce insulin, what we usually call autoimmune destruction of beta cells. And when insulin is no longer being produced, there is an increase in blood glucose. This is type 1 diabetes. Type 2 is when the pancreas produces a small amount of insulin, or sometimes the insulin is no longer regulating sugar as it should. It mostly affects elderly people, but it can also affect young ones. People at risk include those with excessive body weight, people who are physically inactive, those who drink excessive alcohol, or those who smoke, but most especially those with an inappropriate body mass index.
In Rwanda, the Rwanda Biomedical Center reports a 3% prevalence diabetes in Rwanda, with 90% attributed to type 2 diabetes. So according to RBC, preventing the disease is most effective approach, with a 50 to 70% chance of avoiding the disease.
Minisiteri y'Ubuzima yashyizeho ingamba zo gusuzuma indwara zitandura, indwara ya diabete ku Banyarwanda bose.
Currently, the Ministry of Health has put in place measures to screen non-communicable diseases, which include diabetes, and it is free of charge to all Rwandans. In these screening programs, we mainly focus on those who are above 35 years of age, because among the risk factors include age. But those below 35 can also get the disease, especially those with risk factors such as excessive usage of alcohol, excessive body weight, and more. And they can also get screened freely at all public hospitals. Those who may choose to go to private hospitals, all medical insurances cover the screening costs at least once a year. The Ministry of Health also puts efforts in treating those with diabetes so that they can continue to live well without getting to the point of facing the consequences caused by diabetes. The treatment of diabetes can be done from the lowest level of our healthcare services, the health center, without traveling a long distance.
Y'indwara ya diabete ku kigo nderabuzima bitamusabye gukora ingendo ndende zo kugera ku bitaro.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm RwandaTV. Until next time, take care and goodbye.